everyone. This is Al from the Allen Powell Show. This is a Tuesday night edition. Got a great show lined up for you, a lot to discuss. Got to come to church for you today. Hope that it blesses you. So without further ado, let's get ready to lock and load, and let's have a great show. Let's go.
Load, Allen Powell. It's the Allen Powell Show. Where we lock and load. Come on. It's the Allen Powell Show. Where we lock and load. Come on. It's the Allen Powell Show. Where we lock and load. It's the Allen Powell Show. Where we lock and load. Come on.
Thank y'all for tuning in to another edition of the Allen Powell Show. We are back. A lot happened since the last time we was on, and the NBA got set on fire. We had NBA free agency coming up, I believe that Thursday, and then all hell broke loose. All hell broke loose. Kevin Durant demanded or requested a trade, and that shook up the whole NBA world. I don't think that anybody seen that coming, but he requested a trade, and now we're in the waiting period where we have to see where will he go, who has the most to offer, and my biggest question is his legacy tarnished forever now? There was a lot of talk when he went to Golden State about how bad that was, the fact that he goes to the team that put him out. They was up 3-1, they put him out, and he goes to that team. Now, he tried to go to his own team, try to start his own legacy, his own just greatness in Brooklyn, and none of it worked out. It was a circus. He went over there. He had to sit out a whole year for his Achilles. They got Kyrie. Then they brought in James Harden, thought they was going to build a big three. And then so much was happening socially, and then Kyrie didn't want to get the vaccine, and then James Harden wanted out. And then you bring in Ben Simmons, and then he has mental problems. So if I'm looking at it as a fan, I'm looking at it and I'm like, that brother, he was dealing with a circus. But because he already then made a move to Golden State to get him a couple of rings, this looks bad. This looks bad. Plain and simple. It looks bad. Kyrie messed that up. Yeah, listen. Kyrie didn't want to get the vaccine, so he couldn't play in majority of the games, and that messed up chemistry. James Harden wanted out. It was just bad all around, and it didn't work out. Now he wants out again. He's starting to look like when stuff gets rough, the stuff ain't lining up, he want to get out. He just want to get out. He wanted to be easier. I was okay with him when he went to Golden State because I felt like, LeBron started the whole Big Three, building, and he did it the right way. He went as a free agent. This time he's not going as a free agent. He's requesting a trade. He's under contract for 4 years, and Brooklyn don't have to trade him, but they look like they're going to trade him, and now the sweepstakes is on. Who's going to get him? There's a lot of teams lining up. You got a top five player with 4 years to go. You're going to get the rest of his prime. And if Rudy Gobert can get all those draft picks and players, I'm pretty sure Brooklyn is sitting back like, yo, what can we get for Kevin Durant? John Askew checking in. I don't blame Kyrie. In 2 years, he played more games than KD. Listen, I don't blame Kyrie for a stance about the vaccine or when he had to sit out when he quote unquote, was messed up about all the stuff that was going on socially. I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. But as an owner, you gotta, I'm not mad at them for not committing to Kyrie or not believing in him all the way. Black Butterfly Paul says, go back to the Dubs. Can he really do that? I'm going to say this. I do believe Golden State has the most to offer. They have the most to offer. And that's one of my questions. Who has the most to offer to Brooklyn? I believe Golden State has that. But what would it look like if he go back to the team that he left because Draymond called him the B word, or, he wanted to build his own legacy? Now it looked like you couldn't build your own legacy. You had to run back to Steph. That's what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't know if that's a good look for KD. I don't know if that's a good look. Y'all make sure y'all share the live. Y'all people can see it, comment, and we're going to keep it rocking and rolling. But listen, he is going to look very bad if he go back to Golden State. Steph just won a ring without him. So, Steph looking great. Like, hey, I don't need you. You need me. You need me. The Nets turned their back on Kyrie. You got to explain that. How did they turn their back on Kyrie? Because, I mean, I'm looking at it as an owner. What am I supposed to do if I got a player? I understand your stance about the vaccine. I understand all of that. But if you're looking at it as a business, how did the Nets turn their back on Kyrie? I want to know that. No one has anything better than AD for KD. Okay, that is a pretty good return for KD if you get Anthony Davis. But I would say I believe that Golden State has the most to offer. You got Andrew Wiggins, all that young talent. You can throw Wiseman, Kuminga, draft picks, all of that. I believe that Golden State has the best to offer. QT checking in on YouTube. Scotty Barnes, OG, Anunoby, Gary Trent Jr., and 3 first-round draft picks. That's pretty good, but I've heard reports that they don't really want to get rid of Scotty Barnes. They don't really want to get rid of Scotty Barnes. And I'm like, KD has a list of teams that he would like to go to. And I know it really don't matter because Brooklyn can do what they want to do. But players been getting their way around, lately. And I will say this. San Antonio did trade Kawhi to Toronto, and they end up winning the championship. But, I mean, he does have a wish list of teams, and I don't believe Toronto was on that list. Don't have anything to do with Steph. Listen, Steph won a ring without Kevin Durant. He won one before he came, and he won one after he left. So it's going to look like that Kevin Durant can't win a championship. He can't be the leader of a championship team. And you can say he was the best player on them Golden State teams. That's true. But that was still Steph's team. It was still Steph's team. And it's going to look bad if he go back to the Dubs. I will say this. If he go back to the Dubs, that's definitely probably going to be another 2 championships for Golden State. I believe that. I totally believe that. But I was definitely shocked by the trade request, and I'm definitely curious of who's going to get him. Phoenix has been in the news, as a team that he would like to go to. They have assets to trade, especially if they put DeAndre Ayton in the sign and trade. It will be him, maybe Mikal Bridges or Cam Johnson, and some draft picks. That's a good haul back for Kevin Durant. I heard Miami. You always got to pay attention to Pat Riley. He always got something up his sleeve. I've heard a little bit of Philly, but I do not know where he's going to go. Golden State knows how to treat him. I mean, they probably now, but he didn't like the way Draymond was talking to him. Him and Draymond butted heads. They cool now, but at the time, they butted heads. And so, like I say, Kevin Durant is definitely very, very active on social media. And so he's going to pay attention to everything everybody has to say about him. And it's not going to be a good look for him. It's just not going to be a good look. It's going to look horrible. I mean, over time, people will probably, won't pay that much attention to it if he comes up with 2-3 more rings. But initially, if he makes that move back to Golden State, it's going to be a lot of pushback. Black Butterfly Pod, they're going to wait it out, and he goes back to the Bay, win the next 4. Oh, my goodness, the next 4 championships. The end Dubs only team he can go to. I don't think it would hurt him if he went back. Remember, Nets can move him anywhere they want for assets. I agree. Do you think the way that he left Golden State is going to rub Golden State the wrong way? Like, do they want to do that again? Like, hey, he left us. He didn't want to stay with us and build a dynasty with us. He wanted to leave and do his own thing. Are some of the players rubbed the wrong way? Basically the core, Steph, Clay, and Draymond. I mean, but I tell you, if he goes back, definitely he can win another couple of championships for sure. I would say this though. Is it possible that Brooklyn play hardball and just say, you know what? I mean, it sounds like they're going to trade him, but if they don't get the right package, they might just keep him. They might just keep him. He's on a contract for 4 years. I mean, I wish some of these owners will make players honor some contracts. That's all I'm saying. Just because you request something don't mean they have to give it to you. Straight up. Straight up. Kyra says they have to put non-quitters around him. Listen, I understand that. I wouldn't call Kyrie a quitter. I would say it was some stuff going on. Black Butterfly Pie, I don't think so. I think Steph knows it's about that jewelry. He just got that cloud over his head. He is under contract. He has zero leverage. He definitely doesn't have any leverage. I mean, do you think that he would push the envelope and sit out, like some players do? I mean, I know it's not football and anything like that. We haven't really seen basketball players sit out besides Ben Simmons, but he's claiming mental health. But besides that, I haven't seen really basketball players sit out until they get what they want. Haven't seen it. But do you think Kevin Durant will go that route and actually sit out games to make, or just cause trouble in the locker room? Just cause problems. Just be a headache. If he be big enough headache, they'd get him out of there. You know how many players have demanded a trade in league history? A lot. I would say a lot. Well, recently a lot. Well, matter of fact, I wouldn't even say a lot. I would say some. I definitely don't have an exact number that have demanded a trade. But you can go ahead and get that information. I would be curious to see how many players it is. But that wasn't the only news. It was a lot of free agency and trades. Just in case you're just checking in, we're discussing the Kevin Durant trade request that happened last week. I didn't get a chance to touch on it yet. So I really just want to hear what y'all got to say, what team he would go to, who has the most to offer. Will his legacy be tarnished forever? Some people said it was already tarnished when he went to the first move to Golden State. But I tell you, this one is even worse. This one is even worse. Do you think the Pacers have a shot at KD? Not a shot. They don't have the assets. I'm sorry, Pacers fan, QT. Pacers have no shot, in my opinion. I don't know. Johnny checking in on YouTube. No, even before recently. Well, let's see. Wilt, Bellamy, Earl Monroe, Kareem. Oh, yeah, I definitely remember Kareem. Just a few. Right. Okay. Hey, that man be on his stuff, man. He got his show, GOAT James Kingdom, where they pull out all the stats and facts. So I'm not shocked that he got history to back up his statements. But y'all make sure if you're definitely a big LeBron fan, that's the show you want to tune in to talk about LeBron James and their assessment of him being the GOAT. But that's another conversation. Move KD to our Bulls for DeMar White, Vooch, and some picks. Come eat some Lou Malnati's. Look, I would love for him to come to Chicago, but when the last time we got the big fish? When was the last time Chicago Bulls got the big fish in free agency or trades? Not in my lifetime. You got to draft well or a trade. You've never, and they haven't made any big trades. I would say the last one they made was probably Dennis Rodman. That was already a great player, and they got. Other than that, they haven't made no huge trades where, And you talk about for DeMar, White, Vooch, and some picks, it ain't happening, man. The Bulls are not doing it. And listen, I know we Bulls fans, we want to see it, but it's just not happening. It's not happening. QC said, Skip Bayless said him requesting a trade boosts his legacy because it boosted the Suns to the favorites. Listen, Skip Bayless, man, he sticks to whatever he believes. He sticks to his arguments. Whether he doesn't make any sense all the time. So I don't respect Skip Bayless' takes sometimes. Sometimes I like what he say, but not all the time. You can clearly see he has a bias against LeBron James, and he's trying to boost KD as the best player in the league. it's a biased take. It's not unbiased. So it's hard for me to take Skip Bayless serious when he talks about it boosts his legacy. If it was LeBron James, he'd be all over him. And I'm not even the biggest LeBron fan, but I'm just calling facts facts. He'd be all over LeBron if LeBron did this. And so he need to be consistent and tell the truth. That's what we do on this show. Other shows, they just want to, keep their narrative no matter how wrong it is. That ain't what we do here, you know. But, he the man. Skip got a name, Johnny Bakari always like to share info on my favorite Tuesday night show. My man, right? My man. Even though we disagree on goats, it's mutual respect between the two shows, though. Real talk. I respect what they do, and I appreciate the love on this show, man. Black Butterfly Pod says Bears got Khalil. Have some faith. That was football, brother. Football. Listen, man. If you want to talk me up, bring me over. Keep trying. You can keep trying, but I just don't see it. I don't see no way Chicago get them. Football is a little different. And I see the smiley face after the comment, so I really believe you don't believe that either. But you just trying to, I ain't mad at you. As a Bulls fan, we got to try something. I get it. Because MJ recruited Rodman. Listen, man. Listen. Maybe. I don't have the story, documents, any of that. I don't know the complete story about how Rodman came. I know they traded for him. I know they needed a power forward because Horace Grant was going to Orlando at that time. But, what's your percentage of Kyrie to the Lakers? Listen, I would say at this point, 50%. It's a 50-50 chance he goes there because LA always seems to pull a rabbit out the hat. Throughout the years, they didn't rob some people in some trades. They didn't that trade that the Lakers got when they got Pau Gasol, highway robbery. Highway robbery. They basically gave away peanuts and a Snicker for Pau Gasol. And it was highway robbery. So can they swindle somebody? Can they swindle the Brooklyn for Kyrie and they get Russ back? Yes, it's possible. Because I done seen Lakers do some strange things. We just signed Zach. Come on. Okay, what that mean? What does that mean? Yeah, you signed Zach. He was already on your team. We can offer him the most money. What's the point? Tell me the point. You still swinging? You trying to make a case for Chicago getting them? Ain't nothing happening, man. I wish it was. I wish it was. Will Lakers be the favorites if they get Kyrie? I can't call them the favorites, but they'll be in the mix. I think they'll be top 3 or 4 for sure. I would give the nod to Golden State off the jump. They're the defending champs, but they would be in the mix for sure. Because I think, listen, everything depends on health with LA anyway. You get a healthy AD, healthy LeBron, and no crazy stuff happen with Kyrie, they definitely gonna be in the mix in the West. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Black Butterfly Pie. If they even get Kyrie, they won't win. It's funny. They don't have any shooting. They would just have one more shooter than they had last year. Hell no, 9 seed at best. I would give them better than that. Kyrie is an upgrade from Russ, in my opinion, if he plays. Because, like you say, he can shoot better than Russ. He can shoot better than Russ. And I think the big key, like I said, is availability, injuries. If KD can stay healthy, LeBron can stay healthy, and no crazy stuff happen off the court with Kyrie, I think they definitely top four in the West. Top 4 for sure. But I want to talk about some of the free agency signs and the trades. I want to talk about the DeJounte Murray to the Atlanta Hawks. The Spurs apparently didn't want to pay him, and they shipped him to Atlanta. I think that's one of the biggest underrated moves, I would say. I believe that helps Atlanta out a whole lot. I mean, they got an all-star, pretty good player in DeJounte Murray. QT says, I don't understand why KD won't stay with the Nets. The roster is insanely stacked. It's just too many unknowns. Kyrie, he don't know about Kyrie. What's going to happen with and Ben Simmons. Nobody knows when we're going to see Ben Simmons on the court. You would assume it would be next season. He didn't have a whole season to get his mind right, but it's not for sure. He can have a mental setback. I don't know. He had a back problem. He had a disc problem. He's not sold that Brooklyn is going to have it together. I mean, it's a circus. It's a circus in Brooklyn. And he don't want no parts of it. He don't want to be a part of the circus anymore. They brought Ben Simmons over and he added to the circus. So, I mean, listen. QT says, I heard the Spurs traded him because Murray said he won't sign a contract extension in the summer. Okay. Well, if that's the case, well, they had to ship him off. But I think it's definitely a good move for Atlanta, who's trying to get back, from I think going to the conference finals 2 years ago and then getting bounced early in the playoffs this year. They're trying to get back, Trey Murray, a young nucleus. They trying to get back to being relevant again. And I think this move's helped them out a lot, a whole lot. What do y'all think about Jalen Brunson to the Knicks for $100 million? Is he worthy of $100 million? He did his thing in the playoffs for Dallas. But what do y'all think about the Jalen Brunson move? Bradley Beal. I really think that Bradley Beal should have did and then Washington should have did a sign and trade. Washington is going nowhere fast. I'm not mad at Bradley Beal for getting the bag, but they going nowhere fast. I mean, I would have just I want out. Pacers got robbed out of Brogdon. Brogdon to the Celtics. I think that's a good move for the Celtics. Yes. Yeah. Pacers got robbed for sure because they didn't give up too much of nothing. They didn't give up Celtics did not give up much of anything to the Pacers for Brogdon. And Brogdon is a pretty good player. It's going to help them out because they need some help ball handling anyway. But that was definitely another underrated move. What do y'all think about Bulls fans? What do y'all think about Andre Drummond, the Penguin, coming to Chicago? Drummond was a pretty good player when he was with Detroit, and then, he just kind of slowly faded. Like the game changed so much. It's like but I mean, if you give him the minutes, like he's an automatic double-double. And I like him, with big man better than Vooch. Brunson is overpaid. Wow. Okay. A lot of people were saying, if it wasn't for Luka, he can shine. So this might be his time to shine and be the man as a point guard in New York. But we gonna see if he overpaid or not. Andre Drummond is washed. He is only a solid rebounder now. It looks like that. I think the game done changed so much that he might be washed. But I just remember him in Detroit putting up like 20 games. And, I mean, I think if you give him the minutes and the time, he's still fairly young. So we're going to see. But I cannot wait till a move is made with the Kevin Durant. If he goes to Phoenix, where do y'all think that puts Phoenix? Because the way they got bounced out this year, they got to shake something up because Chris Paul is getting older. DeAndre Drummond wants money, and it looked like he's not going to be there. QT says, which super team flop more, the Lakers or the Nets? I would say the Lakers. In my opinion. I would say the Lakers. That super team flopped the most. If Miami gets Kevin Durant, where does that put Miami? Because I think if he goes to Miami will probably have to give up Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, first round picks. And I think so you gotta watch out for them. I think CP3 is gonna fall off a cliff next season. Listen, Father Time is undefeated, he's getting older. And that's why I think if they do get Kevin Durant, it will be a good move. It will help CP3 out a lot. I think it would give some new energy to Phoenix because it's like they might have run their course with the core of Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, CP3, Mikal Bridges. Like I think they need a shakeup at this point. If they want to get back and possibly win a championship, this is the move they got to make. Plus, they don't want to give DeAndre Ayton a max contract anyway. So they know they would give Kevin Durant a max contract. So it's an easy move for Phoenix. The thing is, do the Nets think that Phoenix have enough assets in return. So it's gonna be interesting to see, man. But look, I got a come to church segment today. Went to church this Sunday, man, and he used the scripture John 8:36. It was the 4th of July weekend, and we were celebrating Independence Day and freedom and all of that types of stuff. And he brought to attention that we don't need to forget that true freedom comes in Christ. And the scripture is John 8:3-36. It says, "So if the Son makes you free, then you are unquestionably free." If you really want true freedom, it's in Christ. And I just thought it was a great message. If you want to be just free from bondage, sins, anything that just might have been holding you up, Christ is the way. He's the way, the truth, and the life. And this scripture says, so if the Son, which is Jesus, makes you free, then you are unquestionably free. And I just thought it was a great message for Independence Day because, a lot of people, try to be so patriotic, and, we celebrated Juneteenth and July 4th, but true freedom comes from Christ. So hopefully that encourages you. It was a great message for me. I'm going to stay looking forward to this Kevin Durant situation and see where it leads. QT says Heat can't trade for Bam because they already got Simmons, and a team can't have more than one rookie max contract. Okay. Said the Heat can't trade for Bam. Can't trade? You mean can't trade Bam? So we're going to see where Kevin Durant go. Kevin Durant will be, if I don't care where he goes or who he wants as a teammate, you can't do anything without help. Listen, he's going to need some help. But I tell you one thing, he go back and go to State. He's going to look mighty suspect. His legacy is going to look mighty suspect for sure. Mighty suspect for sure. A lot of people are already written him off because he made the move to Golden State. Once he go to his new team, and especially if you go to Golden State, it's going to be something else. KD. So look, man, I appreciate y'all checking in, man. I just wanted to get y'all comments about this Kevin Durant free agency and all of that good stuff. We're going to be staying tuned. And as soon as the news break, we coming on here, and I got to hear what everybody think. Even if he stays in Brooklyn might play hardball. They might. They got all the leverage. He's under contract. Markel Johnson says if the team trade him, they can't do anything about it but request another trade. Listen, but he's under contract for 4 years. They don't have to trade him. They really don't. Now, he can, be a knucklehead and cause all types of problems with the team. He can go around, try to cause fights, go on the court. Don't run up and down the court. He can do some things to make sure he get up out of there. There's ways to get up out of there. But the team don't have to trade him. He's under contract. But I just wish that people would honor contracts again, man. As much as I give LeBron grief, he does it the right way. He waits till his contract is up, and then he leaves. He might form a super team, but he waits till his contract up. Kevin Durant did it the right way the first time. Even though he took a lot of slack to go into Golden State, he waited till his contract was up. Once your contract is up, you're free. You can do whatever you want. So, but this time he requesting a trade is looking kind of weak right now. Looking kind of weak. So we're going to see where it leads to. I'm about to get up out of here. I appreciate all y'all checking in. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to YouTube if you haven't already. Tell your friends, family. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We got merch. I just wore some 4th of July Allen Powell tank tops. Just shipped a shirt to Texas to a supporter of the Allen Powell Show. If you would like to support the show and get some merch, message me. We ship long distance. We got shirts, jerseys, tank tops, jackets, whatever you want. We got it, and I really appreciate everyone who's been supporting and rocking a Allen Powell's gear and just rocking out with us. If you know somebody that got a business and they want to advertise on the show, we definitely do that as well. I would love to interview business owners and make that happen. So listen, I appreciate y'all checking in. I'm about to get up out of here. Until next time, we out this thing.
Hello, Alan Pants. It's the Alan Pants Show. Yeah.